Leapers, and welcome back once again to Quantum Leap Reviews. We're here to talk about Catch a Falling Star, episode 19 of the show. Season 2, episode 8, I think?
10.
10. Thank you. Well, we had a humdinger last time when we had to talk about justice, and well, as real and raw as Quantum Leap gets sometimes, it's also good sometimes to get to some more positive and uplifting and resonant pieces of Quantum Leap that are lovely. And the episode in question is no exception. We're here to talk about Catch a Falling Star. And with me, I have my one usual co-host. To my virtual left, he tilts at windmills. It's Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been basically what normally is. We almost fled after justice, but we had to build everything back together.
Yeah, that was not a pleasant one. No, it wasn't. But I think we have a slightly more pleasant episode this time around. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And this is probably one of the, to me anyway, it's one of the best episodes of Quantum Leap.
I don't have to argue with that because it is fantastic. And its ramifications and allegories have long-reaching consequences and thematic bits that'll go on, even so far as into the finale of the show.
So
we leap on in. We get our little reprise of So Help Me God, the legal drama in the American South, which, again, aren't we glad that we're out of the American South?
Yeah. And we also get Sam's inner monologue as he talks about how life is a play and people are the actors. You have your exits, your entrances, and the many parts one plays. And oh God, why do I have some of the parts I play?
Well, yeah, but, So we're already from the inner monologue, which I really miss the inner monologue. Why did they stop doing that? It's so nice. But we already have, this allegory of comparing the act of quantum leaping through time and space, putting right what once went wrong, to being an actor on the stage taking on a multitude of roles. Be it a lawyer, a jet fighter pilot, a mafia man, or, in this case, an actor.
Or a female secretary.
Or a female secretary, yes. Well, there's so... Or a monkey.
Or a monkey, yeah. Or a Russian professional wrestler.
Terry Funk still haunts this podcast. But no. Well, we cut in from the leap, and it is May the 21st, 1979, in Syracuse, New York. And our boy Sam Beckett is getting ready for curtain call.
Can we... Before we continue... Can we just mention how awesome the theme song is again?
It is. It's so good. I love it. I mean, I have always maintained that with the season 5 theme, the bracing epic macrocosm doesn't quite work as the understated season 1.
And it really, like, I am a fan of season 1's the most, like before, where it basically has Sam introduce, basically, I was a part of a time travel project that went a little caca, and now look at me.
Look at me! I'm in a plane! Yeah. The narration helps, though, in summarizing the show, but I like the theme, yeah. But, well, we've got another one of those leaps where it's like, oh boy, I'm in someone's body, and they're specialized at this one skill, and it's right before they had to do their skill that they're an expert in, but I don't know anything about anything. Oh boy! Do. And that skill in this case is, oh God, I have to go on stage and act, and I don't even know where I am, when I am, or what the play is.
And unless and so after the theme song, and we start calming down from that, and after we get introduced to the date, we basically meet a rush of the main characters in less than a minute. It's not even they're not throwing, they're not pulling out any time. They're not just making us wait. It's just the lead. Here's the lead. Sam's lead B, the director, the makeup artist, the lead's girlfriend, the backup girl who Sancho. It's just all at once.
Yeah, luckily Sam is bailed out because he's not the main actor. He's only an understudy. And so the star of the show comes, John O'Malley. This drunk off his ass British thespian coming up. I say, good boy Ray, let me take the stage. For I am the man of La Mancha.
Why, you imposter! Rips the mustache off him.
He rips the mustache off and takes the book and says, "It's curtain call for me." It's just the actor John Cullum is just having it up, kinda, and I really love it. Just the sheer.
But yeah. This is like early TV, like not even just like Quantum Leap people, like early TV nowadays when it's like early second season or like your entirety of your first season, the actors in there like don't give 2 bits. They just go full out.
Yeah. So, well, Sam's not complaining at this time that he's being upstaged quite literally because he's like, oh, thank God I don't have to do this. And so Al shows up and they're talking while John O'Malley is singing his heart out. And this wonderful song, The Man of La Mancha, that's the play, the Man of La Mancha, which is an adaptation of Miguel Cervantes' Don Quixote, which we're going to have a lot more to talk about, the pairing, the specific choice of Don Quixote and putting it into Quantum Leap when we get near to the end, but
yeah, when we get near to the end, but especially like now when you have John O'Malley start singing and you have Al basically reminisce about his glory days of when I used to be an actor, in between the times of I was traveling with a pool, in between the times of which I was traveling with a pool shark and running away from home, I was also part of the theater.
And when I joined the circus and went to outer space, and Al's done it all.
Al is pretty much like the definition of. No, I shouldn't say that. I almost call him like he's basically a Mary Sue, but without the annoying bits of that.
It's like he has done whatever the plot needs him to have done to help Sam with the leap. Is basically.
I've been to outer space. I went to the circus. I traveled around with the pool shark. I've
been the devil.
What?
I've been the devil.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, if you try to make a consistent like canon for Quantum Leap and try to add all those up, they don't make any sense. But you're kind of not meant to. I mean,
basically, what's happening is all of Sam's adventures in time keeps changing to Al's backstory.
I love that theory. I love it. But yeah, Sam is here in Syracuse because in 3 days, John O'Malley is going to be so drunk that he falls off the stairs on the stage and breaks his leg and his career. You break a leg, literally.
Break a leg, break a hip, and his career goes right down the toilet. Which, when you think about the ending of this episode, means that when he originally falls off the thing, they just cut the play.
I mean, probably. I guess.
Instead of, but yeah, so that's what he's here to do. And so Sam asks Al, like, how am I going to get a guy like that just to dry out in 3 days? Well, you could get him so drunk he can't perform.
God. But, Sam is concerned. I don't know how to act, Al, but Al is like, you've got a photographic memory and you're a great singer. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. But then across the stage, to the other side of the backstage, Sam sees a woman.
Sam sees a problem. The main one I would call this weirdly, I would call this the main problem of the episode.
Oh yeah?
And the reason I say that is because Sam looks on the other side of the stage, and he sees, oddly, his old piano teacher. Who her name is Nicole, and she left Elk Ridge, Indiana, and she left the Elk Ridge area, left Indiana, to come up to New York to become an actress. And of course, it's very given that he had a crush on her, and had a deep crush on her. Like, it was like, you can tell almost the way he's talking about her in this first sentence. He was deeply infatuated with her. And so Al's basically talking about it because he's done this before.
No shit.
He's done this before where he's found a lost love and the leap's almost
Star-crossed.
Gone to crap. So Al pretty much says, don't focus on her. You can talk to her, but you have to save John.
Oh yeah. And that's great coming from Al. Sam, don't focus on the girl! Focus on the leap! Says the womanizer. Christ. Oh, God. But they get the catching up, and because Sam is Ray Hutton, the understudy of this play, so he's not Sam, so it's like, even though it's like, oh, she recognizes me. No, she recognizes Ray, the leapee. But, they catch up, which is catching up with Ray.
And then that's when you realize, and that's when both the audience and Sam realizes, well, a bit, that Nicole has feelings for Ray.
They were
so this is why I call it the main problem, is Sam has feelings for Nicole, and Nicole has feelings not for Sam, but for the leapee Sam has gotten into.
Mm-hmm.
So, as they're catching up, you find out that Nicole is the understudy for Dulcinea, the lead girl.
The lead girl of the Man La Mancha. How convenient. They're both understudies. Wouldn't it be great if they got to perform together? And so, after the show, they're talking, and then John comes off and like, I Don Quixote. Who is this beautiful creature before me? Nicole. Oh, good heavens. Enchanté, my dear, and other such charms.
You can pretty much tell. Sam's just watching this going. This is where the spark happens. I'm not going to mention what until later.
Oh, yeah. We'll take it linearly for now, just so it makes sense. But then we go to the after party for the play, and John is boozed out of his fucking gourd.
He's like the drunk who starts singing the shantytown tunes that gets the whole bar together. Like, imagine that.
Except, he's an actual theatrical actor, so, he can actually sing, I am the man of La Mancha. And he introduces Nicole as the new Dulcinea, which pisses off the character Michelle, who's the current female lead of the play. Who's like, what do you mean, new Dulcinea? Have I gotten replaced? And Sam has to be like, no. Nicole is your understudy, so you're not being replaced. But still, Michelle also has the hots for Ray, which Sam does not take kindly to because he wants to be with Nicole, but Michelle is all over him, just pawing at him like, "Come on, baby, let's go upstairs," you know? And Sam's like,
Yes.
"Oh, let's get. Oh boy, I just want to have a beer. Oh God."
Yeah. If we had one of our co-hosts here, she would press the button for the scumbag alert because oh, Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle is like. I almost don't want to call John an antagonist, but Michelle is the closest thing this has to an antagonist because, to be clear, this episode doesn't have a villain on par with anyone in like some of the worst episodes.
Bob.
Because, you know.
Her Glasterman.
Her Glasterman. Yeah! Because they're just kind of shitty. They're not inhuman monsters. They're just kind of shitty and kind of cause a bit of misunderstanding, as we'll get to, but this episode really doesn't have like a central villain to be stopped. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that low stakes ceiling here. Especially after the high stakes of last time when, you know.
But I kind of like this, you know, this whole feeling of there's not really, you know, stakes to this episode. Yes, he has to stop Dom from falling off the set, but there's not really like this is a bad guy. This is a bad guy that will cause this to happen later in the episode. No, this is a bunch of actors showing their craft, and you've got to save one of these pieces before he takes the dive that ends what he loves to do.
Yeah. It is about saving John as much, and the conflict comes from the fact that Sam is basically seeing John as his romantic rival for Nicole's affections. So in a way, Sam makes his own conflict because he's not objective and impartial. Because he just sees Nicole and sees the teacher he had a crush on when he was 15. And that's exemplified when Sam and Nicole go back to Nicole's place and they catch up and reminisce.
And Sam, what's funny is when it cuts back and Sam slowly picks up a picture of her and some of her students. I think what it's supposed to imply there is Sam is in that photo. He's one of the students.
It could be. I haven't really analyzed the photo just to see if it's like supposed to be.
Yeah, I haven't, but I could tell from the face, from his facial expression. But he walks over to the piano with it and sets it down, and he says, "You had a lot of students, you know." And she says, "Oh, we had a recital a few months ago, and it was fantastic." And he dawdles on the piano, and she stops and listens a bit, and it's like, huh, what? And she goes, I used to have a student that used to start all of his exercises and his practice that way. Oh, really? Who was it? And this is the first undercut Sam gets of the episode where she flat out says, "Oh, I don't remember. I've had too many students."
Oh, poor guy. But nevertheless, yeah, he does basically say, when I was a kid, I had a piano teacher and I had a huge crush on her. I don't know if she ever knew or not, but wow, I really loved her.
And she chuckles and she goes, "Ray, you must then have a thing for piano teachers."
And he says to her, "I'm not the same Ray you fell in love with," but she says, "I'm not the same Nicole you fell in love with." And it's clear, even though she thinks it's Ray, I mean, both of them have changed over the years. That's just the way we are. We grow and change over a gulf of however many years it's been.
I think, especially as the episode goes on, this is the main point, though, where I think Sam indirectly is helping Ray and Nicole work out their feelings.
That could be a
because
thing, I believe,
because here is Sam with his puppy love towards Nicole, and he's basically he's pouring his heart out, and Nicole sees it as Ray doing that. and he's kind of accidentally tying the two together. So it's kind of a way of Sam working through that crush.
But also, what you're saying, like indirectly, the secondary goal of the leap could be to get these old flames to reconnect and create a better future for them. Because, notably, to jump ahead a bit, the leap doesn't end when Sam saves John from breaking all his bones and ruining his career. It ends with this declaration of love at the end of the show between Ray and Nicole. So the leap doesn't end until they really express their feelings for each other.
Yeah, and that kind of is that kind of insinuates the point here of Sam. Sam, in a way, was the perfect person to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because he loved Nicole when he had a crush on Nicole. Ray and Nicole themselves weren't gonna say their feelings, but put in Sam with his 15-year-old puppy love crush, and it's actually doing a lot of good.
This is a leap that really is perfectly suited to Sam.
Although the main problem is, once again, that puppy love though is making Sam believe that it's not Ray she's seeing, it's me.
Yeah, well. And puppy love also has a light in the dark to it. You've got this crush, this burgeoning sense of, oh my god, I feel such feelings for this person, but that can easily turn in on itself into jealousy, which very much will be the central conflict in the second act. But they spend the night together. I don't know if they actually do anything. I don't know if it's implied, but
and then we go to the next day where it's time for rehearsals, everybody, and Sam doesn't know the first line.
Oh, it's great. Line, please, director. Okay. Oh, I got the next one too. But Al shows up. He's got a copy of the script of Man of La Mancha, which I should mention. Al specifically cites Man of La Mancha as the album that they were listening to nonstop when they were developing Quantum Leap. So it's a very personal musical to Sam and Al in the history of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, Al flat out says that was his favorite musical. That while they were building the imaging chamber, the only disc he played again and again, over and over, was Man of La Mancha.
I wonder if that's in the Quantum Leap Prelude novel. Because there's a lot of weird shit in that novel.
There's a lot of weird stuff in the novels, period. But
yeah.
But what's kind of funny is Al feeds him another line, and he looks up and he goes, all right, you have a photographic memory. Here's the script.
Read it and act.
And the moment he starts reading it, the Sam's crush comes out once again in his words, where he just starts pouring his love out for Nicole, and Al's just looking at him like, oh no.
It's an actor expressing the character through what they know. Like how actors, if they're supposed to do a scene where they're crying, they'll remember something that made them sad. Like, the saddest day of your life. I remember that to make the tears come, so the character will be like, or whatever. And so this is Sam pouring his own little crush into Don Quixote in this scene with Dulcinea.
And Al's realizing that, and he must be remembering. He must be remembering when they were like, "Hey, let's go halfway across the eastern seaboard up to DC. That'd be a smart idea."
God. But Nicole and Sam just act the hell out of the scene together.
Hell, he even impresses O'Malley.
Yeah,
Because O'Malley, who the director flat out says never comes to rehearsals. O'Malley comes in and just starts clapping, And it's that little bit of bravado and sarcasm, but you can tell he's actually impressed at Ray.
I get the sense maybe Ray wasn't actually that good of an actor before the leap, but Sam, in genuinely using his crush to portray Don Quixote's profession of love to Dulcinea in this scene, actually did on some level genuinely impress John. And he's like, "Bravo, Ray! That's the best performance I've ever seen out of you." And then he gets Nicole to perform a song just to see what her singing talent was like, and she knocks it out of the park, of course.
Yeah, she knocks it out of the park while Sam and Al are talking on the sidelines, and Al's going, you can't do this. We've been through this before.
You can't tell her that you're a time-traveling quantum leaper.
You can't stay here. You have to help. And she's like, I'm in love with her, Al. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
You got, like, I feel for Al. I feel for Sam as well, but I feel for Al. Al has seen Sam in his Swiss cheese mind, seen the woman he wanted to marry. He's wanted to see, at this point, he's been almost cut off from Sam because of, at this point in the series, he was almost cut out from seeing Sam ever again because, darn you, government!
Oh yeah, the Hollywood Express.
He's had the conversation with Sam about his sister marrying an abusive drunk. Mm-hmm. And you really see Al like looking at Sam reliving and dealing with these experiences that I guess it's hurting him again to see Sam go through this crush that he's had, because again, he's already been through one with the wife that he was supposed to marry.
And I mean, consider also that Al kind of knows what he's talking about with lost love. Beth.
Yeah.
As we get to in the end of season 2, but yeah.
And so after she knocks it out of the park, O'Malley leaps up and is like, yes, this is perfect, director. I now say that she becomes the lead Dulcinea.
She should be the lead Dulcinea on Wednesday night's benefit concert. I decree it. Benefit show, whatever, benefit play. Yeah, but everyone likes it. Well, except Michelle. But Sam is even considering. You know what? Maybe I'll just let O'Malley break his stupid leg. Then I can stay here in 1979 with Nicole. And that is kind of a betrayal of the quantum leap. Put right what once went wrong. Is it right to put your own history right if it means other people suffering? Which will come up in a far bigger thorn, as I said, in both the season 2 finale and the season 3 opener.
Oh god. But so after O'Malley makes that impassioned plea and the director agrees, we go back to the bar earlier where they were drinking at, and Michelle is quite clearly drunk and pissed off.
And this is the biggest antagonist moment of the show, where it's like, I am going to cause problems on purpose.
And so she looks to Manny of Sancho in the play, and she goes, I want you to do something for me. And if you do something for me, then I'll do something for you.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, good. So she tells him to go tell, she tells him what to, do. And then Sam comes down, looking for Nicole. And so he goes to ask you, have you seen Nicole? And they go, oh, we haven't seen her, Ray, but what we heard was that she was up in O'Malley's room doing a private rehearsal session.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And this is a Sam who, as stated many times before, is dealing with crush, with like a teenage crush. Not good. He basically goes taking off after to go see if this is true,
Mm-hmm.
which sadly it is.
Well,
Not the more implied stuff, just the fact that she is about to, actually do and read the lines with him, not the more implied stuff that they were implying.
hmm.
But
Yeah. And as he's gone to that, when Nicole actually comes looking for Ray, Manny's job is to say, "Oh, he left with Michelle."
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And if I do that, I get. So it's the scene where both O'Malley and Michelle and Manny are all basically causing a misunderstanding on purpose, and that's just that's the biggest antagonist bleak second act thing that this episode does. Kind of refreshing that that's the bleak part of the story and not, murder or crime or anything like that.
It really is. And so this completely breaks Sam's heart.
And so he's at the stage and he's
So
playing the
he's
piano.
Yeah, so he's playing the piano, and Al appears, and he goes, what what happened? And she said she was up in his room last night, uh, doing a practice session with O'Malley.
I love Al's reaction. He's just like, a practice session. Yeah. Oh wait, you mean a practice session? Oh.
Yeah, you can't try. And then you have Al go. Mm-hmm. You have Al go into a slightly skeevy nowadays rant, but
yeah.
But
Thanks,
what
Al.
he says is like, and so what Al basically says is, then just do the leap and get out of here. And Al looks to him and says, I'd rather break his neck. Which, if our editor would be so kind, we will have the first edit here of a sunny title card. Sam Beckett contemplates assault/murder over jealousy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, God.
So there you go. Right? So there you go, Ray.
Thank you, lovely editor. I can't wait to have you on and talk about Seabride.
Oh, God.
Because that's going to be a fun one for him. Anyway, so Sam is a little bitter, and so it's the night of the show. Sam is kind of like sullen with Nicole. Nicole is kind of mad at Sam/Ray.
What's funny is when it now goes to the night of the thing, night of the play. The makeup artist is with Nicole, putting all the makeup and everything, and in walks Michelle. In walks Michelle, and she's like, "Oh God, I have this terrible freaking hangover." She walks over, takes I think it's ibuprofen or Tylenol.
Something
Takes
for the
it.
hangover.
Yeah, and then leans over, looks at her, and she says, she basically insults Nicole's beauty, but she goes and walks off, and Nicole asks, "Was that a rough night with Ray?" And the makeup artist goes, "Ray? What are you talking about?"
Ray wouldn't touch Michelle with Don Quixote's lance. I love that line. No, she was with Manny. And so Nicole realizes, oh my God, I've misunderstood this entire situation.
Yeah, and so...
And at the same time, as Sam is getting ready to understudy for John, Manny comes up and he comes clean. He's like, look, I'm sorry. It was Michelle. She put me up to it. And so they realize...
Oh, no. That's after.
Oh, yeah, that's after when John comes up. You're right.
That's after when John comes up and he's ready to do the play, and Sam looks up to him and tells O'Malley, "Hey, O'Malley, break a leg. Here is where the second time we will play the title card. Sam contemplates."
God, but then Manny says the thing, and so he realizes, oh, wait, shoot, I've been wrong about this entire thing. My God. And so he's watching. John is going up on stage and he's wobbling and woozing because he's drunk as shit. And he takes his plunge. And Sam, in that moment, decides, you know what? I will save John. And so he rushes and lets John fall on him, which prevents him from breaking any bones.
And so
I love John. He gets up and he's like, John, my God, you're so drunk. You're gonna cancel the show? Cancel the show? It's 700 performances of Don Quixote. I will abstain this night.
he basically looks to the Sam, which is Ray, and he basically says, "You know what? You know what? It's your night, Ray. It's your time."
And so we get to the climax of the show, which, like I said, saving John, that was what Al said the leap was originally, but getting Ray and Nicole together, I believe, is a secondary thing. And also, and so we get to, since this has been a musical, and we've already seen that Nicole can sing very eloquently. We've seen John singing eloquently, but now we get Dr. Sam Beckett singing his heart out on stage as Don Quixote.
And we're gonna have the 3 songs, the 2 that they used, and the 1 unused song in the description, because oh my God, you need to hear these songs.
Yes, Scott Bakula is incredible.
Oh my God! And to me, and Fresno can talk about this here. I was actually wondering if we could do the comparison talk now.
Absolutely.
Especially given the fact of here is Sam Beckett, a man. He started walking down the stage. He starts walking down the stage, and one of the actors says his line of, "Is something wrong?" And Sam's all stoic faced. He looks to Nicole. He looks up a bit, and he goes, "No." And he finishes the line, and then the singing starts, and then that's when the full comparison and actually the full melding of Sam Beckett and Don Quixote in this episode really takes hold, and you actually see it.
We haven't actually talked about, up until now, the deliberate choice of Man of La Mancha, because up until now, the musical could have been really anything. Like, it could have been Grease, it could have been Rent, it could have been fucking Cats. We could have had Scott Bakula in furry makeup, but no. It is The Man of La Mancha, the musical adaptation of Cervantes' Don Quixote. And the reason it is Don Quixote is because the story of Don Quixote can directly parallel with the story of Quantum Leap. Don Quixote is a book where the main theme is doing what you believe in, no matter the odds and no matter what other people say. And you can even hear in the lyrics, as Scott Bakula sings, "It's I, Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go."
The unused song is the one where I put it in most, because it's fight the unbeatable foe, reach the unreachable star, where it's no matter what you put forward, no matter what happens, no matter what has happened in the leaks before this one or what will happen later, Sam will do his damnedest to try and at least get there, to at least make sure that what happened before does not happen now.
And, as he says in the main chorus, "And the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, wherever they will take me." I don't know the exact lyrics offhand, but it's very poetic. And Scott Bakula, he can sing. He can sing. He's better than John O'Malley.
Oh my God, I prefer Scott Bakula.
Yeah, he's really talented.
And what's kind of funny is this, like, we were watching this, and me and Fresno here are fans of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Quantum Leap, but we're fans of a lot of things.
Yeah, for instance, we like Doctor Who, if we were going to do a podcast on that.
Yeah, Doctor Who. Doctor Who, the Doctor fits in Don Quixote
Oh, yeah?
because again, fight the unbeatable foe, reach the unreachable star,
Mm-hmm.
do what is right. What was the main line that I loved so much? Walk into the depths of walk. I mean, no, I'm going to butcher it, but walk into the depths of hell for a heavenly cause.
That's Sam Beckett.
That Sam. That because let's be frank here. Sam goes through some crap.
Yeah, we haven't covered all of it as we've gone through here, but my God, some of the things and situations that he has to go through are truly heart-wrenching and horrific. And throughout it all, even at his lowest point, he still maintains that ideal: put right what went wrong. No matter what. And I mean, it even goes deeper than this. The play in the episode doesn't show this, but in Don Quixote, there's actually a part with a knight of mirrors who reflects Don Quixote's image back at him to sort of dispel the illusion that he's this guy and show for his true self, which amazingly comes into the finale, where not only does Sam see his true self, but also is compared to Don Quixote.
And there's another episode where Sam deals with a psychic.
Is this the 80s one with the serial killer?
Yes.
I'm blanking on the name right now, but...
And she basically looks at the mirror and she thinks she sees Sam's Leapy. She looks down and then looks back up and she doesn't see the Leapy anymore. She sees Sam Beckett.
She sees his true self, yeah.
Which again mirrors back to this. This one episode is kind of
the central linchpin of thematic.
It's kind of the central linchpin because again, it's showing Sam's quest to make people's lives better.
Yeah, it's a lovely little metaphor that really just it shows an erudite passion for Quantum Leap, just taking the story of Don Quixote and tying it in to your boomer nostalgia time travel show. It doesn't sound like it should work, but they go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's genius.
Yeah, it's pretty much Sam put his own life at risk and basically said, I want to make sure that I make other lives better. Even though it hurt me in the end.
Which some naive people would say, you can't change every bad thing. That would be as silly as fighting a windmill. But here we are. He, in despite of all that, he's like, onward, brave soldier. I will fight the impossible fight and dream the impossible dream. And all that stuff you said. Yeah. It's just brilliant and beautiful and poignant, and I really, really love it.
And it really is one of the better. Yeah. This is the linchpin, and so what? Sadly, though, eventually though, we have to get to the end of the episode because I honest to God, could have listened to Scott Bakula singing all the freaking songs of Land of La Mancha.
Just do the whole show. Just
do the whole show.
Entire 2-hour musical. Go for it.
But at the end, when Don Quixote dies, if you haven't seen the play, he basically dies of old age and illness, but he in his last moments he remembers Don Quixote and he stands up and he's healthy and he's again healthy for just a brief moment. But when Ray or Sam falls back into Nicole's arms on the ground, they look to each other and Sam whispers, "I love you, Nicole." And Nicole whispers, "I love you too," and the two kiss.
that was like the second point of the leap for me. I maintain that.
And so the ending of the episode is Nicole starting the ending song of Mana La Mancha.
Dream the impossible dream.
And and Sam looks back at her and starts walking up the steps.
With
there's Al. And Al looks to him and says, "Are you gonna be all right?" And he looks, and the two say the lines of Don Quixote as he's rising from the bed to sing that final song, to sing his final song. What matter wounds? What matter wounds? For each time he falls, he shall rise again, and woe to the wicked.
And so, exit stage left.
And then the flash, which puts the bookend on one of the best episodes of Quantum Leap.
Well, you've kind of buried the lead there, but please tell me, Mike, what did you think of Catch a Falling Star?
Been obvious yet? This is one of my favorite. This is one of my most favorite episodes. Me and Fresno have a bit of a varying tier list of our favorites. I like a few that he is iffy on, and vice versa.
Exactly.
But this is one that really just knocks it out of the park, because there's really no villain. There's really no stakes. It's really just an introspection of Sam and him realizing what he has to do. What am I here for? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? And he over the course of the episode then finally realizes, no, my purpose is to help people. I am Don Quixote. And so it really just knocks. It's in my, honest to God, this is in my top 3 episodes of Quantum Leap. You can't, like, it hits all the bases, and just hearing those songs, just hearing Scott Bakula sing is amazing. So, Fresno, your turn.
Like, I'm with you. This is absolutely fantastic. It is one of the best episodes of the show, just because not only is it so low stakes, which that doesn't even matter, is you don't have to have the episode be about stopping the worst criminal scum of human history, or going even higher than that, stopping like this grand macrocosmic conspiracy. It just goes down low, just microcosmic stakes. All that's at stake here is the relationship between Ray and Nicole, and, you know, the career of John O'Malley, which is saved in the end. But the way that this not only plays with acting and theatricality as a metaphor for quantum leaping, but with the Man of La Mancha itself, is just absolutely perfect. Like, it fits so perfectly that you'd swear to God that a quantum leaper leaped into Cervantes and wrote it like that. But no, it's just a happenstance coincidence. But it's just beautiful and wonderful. It's funny in all the right ways. And you've got the pettiness of humanity with Michelle, but that's the worst that's on offer here. It's very low stakes, but also it's just full of heart. And god damn, can Scott Bakula sing. Absolutely one of Quantum Leap's finest moments, and I'm glad I picked it for the show.
Yeah. And this is a spot here. We're going to leave a spot here because we know how our editor sometimes likes to watch some of the stuff we do. So if he has any thoughts, if he, while editing this is interested and watches the show and has any thoughts, this is the spot we're going to leave for him. So here you go, Mr. Editor.
Spotlight, stage left. Enter Rainiac. Thank you for those lovely thoughts. Well, that'll do it for this episode, but what are we doing next time, Mike? What madness are we going into?
Alright, so I was thinking Justice was a little bit tough.
It was.
That was my fault. I wanted that out of the way, but
Yeah.
because I knew it would be tough.
It happens.
So next time on Quantum Leap Reviews, we'll be going back to the beginning, the first season.
Oh boy.
And it's time we went back all the way to the decade of Sam's birth. Let me play, since we just did one musical, let's do a musical title. Play it again, Seymour.
Ooh, this is a fun one. I like. Oh yeah. This has got some neat stuff in it. Yeah, this is a good pick. Nice, lovely. All right, well, that should about do it for this episode of Quantum Leap Reviews. You can find us on Twitter at ReviewsQuantum, and individual Twitters at Freezinginferno and at michaelwhovian.
Whovian Michael.
Okay, Michael. Yes, okay, yeah. You got the Whovian there first, but I mean, well, we don't really talk about the Doctor Who thing that much here. Maybe we should, you know?
Yeah,
maybe a Doctor Who reviews would be an interesting one-off for some
that'd be
time.
fun.
Yeah, but well, other time travel shows aside, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Quantum Leap Reviews, and we shall see you next time for Play It Again, Seymour. Until then, Leapers, bye for now. Oh, and April Fools, I guess.
April Fools.
Spotlight, stage left. Enter Rainiac. Spotlight, stage left. Enter telephone.
That's perfect.